This is Kindred of New York, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play story. I'm your storyteller, Yirco, and my troupe includes JT as Mick Birmingham, Trish as Valerie Moreau, and Austin as Devola Brightly. This is episode 5, Baron. Okay, so we worked out the timeline because vampire schedules are very confusing because midnight happens in the middle of your nightly activities, so the date is a fucking nightmare. You go to sleep on Monday morning and you wake up at Monday night. It's insane. Anyway. Where we left off, you all had just handed over Emily, your poacher, the Thin Blood, to Robert Larson, who holds the position of Primogen of the Thin Bloods, so to speak. Nobody has mentioned specifically whether or not he himself is a Thin Blood, but I believe all the pieces have been put forth for you to know that if he were a Thin Blood, Valerie Duval would have killed him. So, I don't know. Draw what conclusions you will. Right. Someone's already rolling dice. You excited?
Sorry. No, I'm just
No, it's okay.
organizing. Damn, that's far away and you still heard it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Larson just left, and it was morning. It was the morning. Well, fuck, not the morning. It's the night. You just woke up from your day sleep. It is dusk of the 18th, which means at midnight it will be the 19th. So, really, it's up to you guys. Larson just left. You have your poacher apprehended. What do you guys make of the rest of your night? You have no real leads or pressing instances, except I'll remind you that I'll let you guys try to deduce how serious he was being, but Maxwell Frye, the alleged Baron of Brooklyn, invited you to talk with him at Prospect Park. You especially, Mick, when he heard that you are Gareth's child.
Yeah.
So, other than that, nothing really on your docket. So, what are you guys up to tonight?
I have a question before we get started. Larson.
Yes.
We contacted him. We have this Thin Blood. Did he not take her with him? What was the arrangement? I'm having trouble remembering.
He took her with him.
He did. Okay.
Departed.
All right.
Emily is no longer.
Sure.
Yeah.
I needed that little refresh because I wasn't sure what exactly happened, and I'm like, can we leave her here alone? But no, she's gone. Okay.
I believe we were told that we would never see her again.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's a disappointment. I wonder if I have a question.
Doesn't mean it's true.
I have a lore question.
Yeah?
Thin Bloods.
Yes.
Can they be made a full vampire?
I'm gonna ask you. Mick sure as hell does not know this answer. Are you sure you want to know?
I know.
Yeah, I want to know. I'm very curious.
It can be done.
Okay. You don't have to tell me how, but
okay.
Just a yes or no is all I need. You know, we'll leave the mystery there, but no, Mick doesn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I wish we were smart and older vampires. I would have just said, let's change her right now, make her life, well, I don't know if it would make it easier or more difficult, but anyway, I digress.
I mean,
it's already shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's make it even worse. Okay, so we're at the midnight mark, I guess you would say, time wise.
Yeah, that's appropriate. This is my own lore speculation. Nowhere in any book does it say this, but I would assume that vampire activity only really starts like, a few hours into the night.
Mm-hmm. Well, after Larson is gone, before the girls go down onto the floor, because I'm sure at least one of them is going to go down and do their whatever, their nightly dance activities. Mick's going to say to them, any thoughts about all this? Any of it?
Well, at least she's taken care of, I suppose. I don't really have much else. We should probably scrub the footage of her being here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And Robert as well.
Probably a good idea. And, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to lie to Valerie?
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be on her bad side. I know we're already going to be, but...
Yes. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else? Any other thoughts, either of you?
Dev just blankly stares.
All right.
Not a single one from you. What about you, Val?
That's... I don't really have much else. What are you thinking, Mick?
I think I want to go see the Baron. I want to go see Maxwell.
Why?
Clearly, there's something involving them and Arsehole. So, color me curious. He's interested in me because of who my sire is. I want to hear what he has to say.
Gonna turn over to the dark side, Mick?
I mean, tell me truthfully, do you really think one is the dark side and one is the light side? They're both pretty fucking dire from my perspective.
Oh, you're right.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a better side, but, none of us really had a choice in all this. I'd at least like to hear what they have to say. Again, especially because it involves Gareth. Rick.
I mean, that's, up to you, of course. I'll admit I'm a little uncomfortable with going myself, but...
So I'm on my own then.
I didn't say I wouldn't go.
All right.
And then she's gonna turn and look at Devola. Is Dev still just staring off into space?
I'm probably looking at the dance floor or something.
You know what, Dev? If you want to go run along ahead, it's fine. I've said what I have to say. If you don't have any input, please do feel free.
At least go ask Boris to get the footage scrubbed of Emily and Robert.
Okay. And she just goes
Okay.
finds Boris, and then comes back down.
Oh, I envy her.
Uh,
Just turns it off like a switch.
yeah, must be nice.
You're having Boris scrub the footage?
Yeah.
Alright.
I do think she's lost the plot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a roll for Boris.
Oh.
So, I would much rather not go by myself. So, if you are going to come along, I do appreciate it. Um,
Are
yeah.
we going now?
Was there a suggestion as to when he expected? Was this like a tonight invitation or an anytime invitation?
You didn't specify.
He didn't specify.
You
What
just
a-
said Prospect Park.
How far away is Prospect Park?
Not far.
Okay. You know what? As much as I would like to say that I've had enough excitement for one evening, I do believe that we should probably just get it out of the way. She says Prospect Park, it's not that far. It doesn't belong on this side of the bridge, so probably sooner rather than later.
So we'd be able to get there in time and come back without, just passing out in the street.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Am
Okay.
I right in assuming that Prospect Park is close to us and it's not over in their neck of the woods?
What do you mean by their neck of the woods?
Staten
Uh,
Island.
Staten Island, yeah.
No,
Sorry.
it's in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was about to say Staten Island, but I've been watching so much What We Do in the Shadows that I was like, no, it's not Staten Island because that's where they live.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah. If you can pull up a handy dandy map of New York, you can see. Yeah.
Handy,
Bushwick,
handy, wappy, wappy.
Matt. No,
Sorry.
in small doses, baby. Liz, I recognize the hypocrisy,
uh,
but perhaps we should put the mistakes of the past in the past.
all right.
Anyway.
Well,
But we can get there. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I suppose those digital devices do have a use.
Yeah. Guess I'll probably pull open the good old Google Maps. It won't take too long to get there if you wanted to go now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Where are we going?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
she
you're
came
back.
Oh no, she could hear us from across the room. That's right.
Right, yeah.
Um,
so we don't even hear her say that? Like she's all the way over there in the crowd?
I mean, possibly.
Mick wants to go see Maxwell.
Okay. Are we going now?
I think so, just to get it out of the way. It's not very far, so we can go take care of it and come back.
You don't want to dance, Dev?
We're not going to be gone all night, are we?
Mick?
It's not my plan. I can't say for certain, though. I don't know what he's going to say.
Okay.
I mean, I imagine it doesn't take long to get there. What can he say that could possibly take up the entire night?
Just pulls out a copy of the Communist Manifesto.
I was about to say a full
Just
manifesto.
starts reading. Yeah.
I mean, we just ask for it to go at that point, right? Just give me
Yeah.
email me a copy.
Can I get the to-go menu, please?
Yeah.
Like,
Here's Valerie's email address. Just forward it to her.
it reports junk.
Anyway,
Anyway, back to our serious
I'd-
dramatic vampire game.
I'd like to head out now, though. Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right. Very well.
The quickest way to Prospect Park is a drive. It's like a 20-minute drive, like a 50-minute bus ride or train. Excuse me. Easy to get there.
Hmm.
You, just for flavor purposes, train or rideshare?
Train.
Ride share.
Oh.
No. I know. I'll do the thing.
Free taxis in New York City. That's
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah.
That's clutch. on the way to get a ride. Perhaps you should start tipping them so it's not a complete loss for their trouble.
No.
No, all right.
You're saying this in the car?
No, I said on the way. I said on
Yeah.
the way.
Okay. You you get your vehicle, you hail a taxi if you don't want to use your phone. You get in, you start, or your driver at any rate starts navigating the rows of streets and avenues across New York City. You go through Bushwick, through Bedford-Stuyvesant, down to Prospect Heights, and that is where you find Prospect Park. It's one of the largest parks in New York. Obviously, pretty much none of them can compete with Central Park.
Right.
But in terms of area, it's pretty damn close. I might be wrong, but I believe it is also the largest park in Brooklyn. It's got a host of sort of famous little quirks to it. You get the concerts performed here often. There's stages where you get the sort of like theater in the park performances from various various troops within the city. Local is a big plus. Maxwell, and this may be an oversight on his part, not mine, didn't tell you where exactly in Prospect Park you could find him. But you can arrive and you see first just a wide area of greenery that's crisscrossed with these various paths, many of them paved, some of them not, and sprinkled hither and thither little, I don't know what you might say, attractions, vendors selling drinks, food, more like established sort of eateries and things like a fenced off dog park, a set a couple of volleyball nets, things like that, right? Spread across a several blocks worth of Brooklyn real estate. Not much for you to do except just kind of wander without more specific directions. As you do, Devola, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, she would probably pick it up.
Okay. You start finding yourself on social media. You're getting tagged. You get tagged quite a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one catches your eye because it seems to be a little bit critical of you. There's a brief video going around showing you pulling a fan off of the line to enter your club before the club opens and going inside with her.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of speculation as to why you would do this. Some of it very uncharitable. Um, and it's just kind of it's been blown up a bit. It's been sort of um I don't know, dramatized. It's been um made to be more than it appears to be, right? Um
Mm-hmm.
you're accused of like taking advantage of your fans for one goal or another. I'm sure you can use your imagination. What sort of mudslinging would go down in the comments of posts like this? This has probably happened to you before, probably not new, but I mean,
Stupid TMZ.
yeah. But this one does seem to be getting a little bit of traction. It'll be gone in another couple of nights, but for now, it's when people are talking about you, this is coming up.
Can I read the article and see if they have quotes from what's her face? Cassandra, I think her name was. I have it in my notes. Give me a second.
The fan seen in the video could not be reached for comment.
No, so they don't have comments from anybody except for people in the line who didn't get to go to the club first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Continue wandering around Prospect Park while I take care of some stuff.
Wander.
Probably should have asked where exactly he would be.
Yeah, that might have been good.
Keep your heads on a swivel just in case.
Dev can hear everything. I'm sure if there's anything that we need.
I'm
He's
sure.
got it.
I'm sure something can manage to get past her keen senses. No offense meant, Dev. Okay.
What?
Precisely, yeah.
All
I'm
right.
concerned again.
What you looking at on your phone, Dev?
Oh, there's just people making stuff up. That's all.
See, if we ever need to distract her, we just need to hand her her phone if she doesn't have it already. Hmm. Here, Baron.
Make a roll.
Huh?
We're gonna make a roll.
Oh, I
That'd
thought
be
you said
funny if it
Mick
worked
make
like
a
that.
roll.
No.
Well, I mean, if this was a werewolf we were looking for, I would have brought milk bones.
Jesus Christ.
Milk?
Devola,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
you're on your phone, right?
Yep.
And you hear something that, with your acute senses, you hear something that kind of pulls you away just a little bit. It's early in the night, more or less. It's right, but it is still, as we discussed last session, it is still far too late for the raven in the trees to be active. But you can hear its feathers bristle a little bit. You can hear how it hops back and forth on the tree limb. And when you look up at it, it looks right back at you. And all three of you can hear it as it sort of calls. It makes crow noises. I believe they sort of croak. I am suddenly very paranoid that I forgot this crucial raven fact. But it seems to be trying to get your attention.
Step away, bad.
Wait, this is a crow or a raven?
This is a raven.
Okay. Yeah.
Did I say crow?
No, no, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they do make like a croaking sort of noise. That is correct, and they are masters of mimicry.
Oh.
Like legit, look it up on YouTube sometime. It's actually very disturbing.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love it. It is. I love ravens. Anyway, sorry. All right. Well, we all noticed the bird, right?
It croaks
No.
again. Yes.
Oh, there he is. Mick's gonna start walking in the direction of the bird.
When the bird realizes that you are following, it hops back to another tree. It flits, right? And from tree to tree, it leads you further sort of south through the park, right? You have your cardio made up for you. And eventually you reach a part of the park which is in the dead center of Prospect Park. You may or may not be familiar with it as 3 New Yorkers yourself, if depending on if you spend a lot of time in Brooklyn. It's called the Ravine. Its biggest claim to fame is that it is one of the least developed portions of Prospect Park, such that as you enter the ravine, you leave a lot of the paved footpaths behind, a lot of the attractions, vendors, sellers, establishments that kind of dot the park elsewhere. And you are instead surrounded by trees tall enough to obscure the buildings you can see in the distance. The ground, besides the little footpath that you're on, is covered in grass, and there is what, at the very least, is a convincing imitation of a natural sort of creek flowing between 2 soft banks. It's easy to forget in here that you are in the middle of one of the most densely populated cities in the world, one of the most highly developed pieces of land in the world. When you're here in the ravine, it can feel like you're a million miles away from that. You are in the distant, untamed wilderness. It is in this wilderness that the raven takes off from a tree and flies out deep into the dark and out of sight even for Devola. A moment later, as the 3 of you are standing in the ravine, some ways away, probably 20, 30 yards, 2 points of light appear in the darkness. They're bright, and they are red. two glowing eyes in the distance, watching you.
Maybe coming out here wasn't a good idea.
Oh, come on. No reason to stare at us from a distance like a pervert for show. Just come out already. You know we're here. We followed your bird.
A few yards to the left of the first pair of eyes,
Oh.
two more red motes of light appear in the darkness.
Oh, good.
Oh.
And then several
pervert.
paces away from those, a third pair. You turn around and notice that two pairs have sprung to light some ways behind you as well. And then a sixth pair and a seventh pair on either side. You are surrounded.
Mick, if they don't kill us, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I mean, fine. I'm already dead, though, unless you forgot.
I'm gonna kill you again.
Alright, that's better.
What are we at? Eighth pair of
Mhm.
eyes lights up, and this is the nearest to you now. They seem to just emerge from behind a tree, maybe 15 feet away from you. And at first, these glowing red eyes are all that you can see of the individual. But with the, albeit minimal, ambient light from the moon in this recessed portion of the park, as this person approaches you, they come into focus enough for you to recognize him, Maxwell Frye, who you met just the night before.
Nice welcome.
It's important to set the tone. And his eyes go dark.
Mhm.
They return to their normal hue and luminosity. And on that hue, each of the other sets of glowing red lights wink out into darkness. So obviously, their owners are still there somewhere out there.
Mhm. You're really that afraid of three of us that you have to bring, I lost count how many others of your own. Oh, I won't use the word afraid. Concern.
Bring them. I didn't bring them. This is our turf. You came to us.
You
Welcome.
invited.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I'm just letting you know that when you come to our place, expect us to be there.
Hmm. All right.
But you took me up on my offer. Honestly, wasn't sure if you would.
Well, you know, anybody that wants to spit in Gareth's face gets my attention pretty quickly, so I wanted to hear what you had to say, and they were decided to come along. Although I'm sure they're curious as well to hear something.
Yeah?
I just wanted to make sure you weren't gonna get killed.
I'll take what I can get.
Touching.
A little bit. I'm actually kind of surprised.
She shrugs.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, Mick, I expected you to be interested,
Mm-hmm.
just given your blood, right?
Yes.
These two, though, seem like true blue camis to me. I like the way you showed your fangs to that poor girl the other night. Really wanted to throw your weight around, huh?
He's talking to you, Val.
I know.
Oh.
Sorry. It's kind of fun. Thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Entertainment, right? That's what you're kind of after. That's what you think this is about.
Mick is pinching the bridge of his nose.
Just like her, right? Pretty face, doll of the music industry. A nice prize for your sire, I'd have to bet. Devola fucking.
Do you like my music?
Have you heard
God,
of me?
Dev.
Actually, more people than you may realize recognize her in the street. I don't know if you do or not, but most do. I really want to know now.
He does not answer that question.
Yeah, I figured he wouldn't.
Does he have any merch on him that I would recognize? A little bracelet.
Wait, hold on, pause. He was wearing, like,
A band T-shirt.
yeah, but wasn't it like
It
Mr.
was
It
the
was
Sex
something?
Pistols. It was Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex Pistols there, yeah. I just
He's got a rubber bracelet on. WWDD. What would Devola do?
oh god.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Very
He looks
serious
deeply
vampire game.
unimpressed. Yeah.
Anyway, just go ahead. Continue. Apologies.
You three are young. And while I don't have hope for. Well, there's always hope, right?
Should be.
I should say. I have more hope for some of you than others. You deserve to know the way things are in this city. You deserve to know what team you're on. And at least while you're young, you deserve to know that you have options. What were you told is the Camarilla?
I'm not the right person to answer this question because all I know is it's a bunch of tight arses in fancy clothing that tell us what to do. So I wasn't told much else than what I've seen.
Honestly, Mick, you're not too far off. But the real problem with them is that they think they have the authority to tell you what to do. I have to ask. Mick seems critical of this. What of the other two? You never thought that maybe this vast and shadowy government that you're embraced into, you ever think that maybe they don't have your best interests at heart? That maybe they're using you?
Honestly, I just thought they didn't give a fuck and wanted to make sure nobody ruined their fun.
That's definitely part of it. Honestly, you know, I follow my sire, so I'm.
So that's it?
Is it for me?
an infinity of potential, an eternity to look forward to if you play your cards right. And that's the best you got? Follow the guy who made you because he happened to make you?
Well, I didn't come here to be judged for my decisions, in my opinions on things, so.
Well, too bad. It's happening. What about you, Dollface? Look real good on a billboard, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, Dev.
You... I think you're right where you're supposed to be.
Oh.
Damn.
She nods.
Oh, damn.
Your, sires. The people who are supposed to teach you. They teach you anything about us? About the Anarch movement?
I think it's safe to say that no for me, right? Like, because I hardly got anything at all from anybody, right?
I mean, they probably would have been mentioned.
Yeah, mentioned, but that's it.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
let you... Details I'll leave up to you.
Right, however Mick perceived the information.
Mm-hmm.
I was just told I'm not one of you and I'm supposed to be Camarilla.
Right. Isn't that fun? Getting told what you are? What you're worth? What you deserve? Listen. I'm not going to give you the whole pitch. But just know that some kindred around here, we recognize what each individual can do, what your potential is. No one around here will tell you what you are, or tell you what you're worth. Some kindred will let you show that for yourself.
I mean, I feel like you have a pretty good grasp on me, but I don't give a flying fuck what they tell me. I'm gonna do what I want.
Didn't you just tell me?
And
It's
here's
kind
your
of silly
chance.
you would say right afterwards that you don't.
She is listening.
Define
Prove me
this
wrong,
term.
then. You don't like what I have to say about you? Shut me up.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it.
Dev.
Oh.
Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what the three of you came for? You wanted to know?
I
What
came
I
for
had
a
to
nice
offer?
walk.
What did Dev just say?
I came for a nice walk.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wanted to hear what you had to say. You pretty much just elongated what you've already said, is that your side's better because you don't... Well, from what I perceive, your side's better because you don't tell everyone what to do, because you're less strictly organized than the Camarilla.
Long and short of it.
I was hoping to hear what your thoughts and opinions and information you might have on Gareth, to be completely honest.
Gareth.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yes, the
Into
prick
more
that made
personal
me a
stuff.
mistake.
Gareth tell you he used to run with us?
No.
Yeah.
I knew he was a fucking coward.
Born into the Anarchs. Just like you were born into the Camarilla.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I guess he made his choice. I just think it was a fucking dumb one. The issue is the way that Gareth left us.
Oh.
Burned some bridges on the way out. Left some bad blood.
I mean, typically that's how you go when you break up from a serious relationship, isn't it?
Before I tell you more, I have a question for you.
For me.
You said that at your last Elysium, that an Anarch showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Callahan.
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing there?
Shooting the shit with the prince. Keeping the peace. Something like that. Securing the peace. I don't remember exactly how it was worded to me.
Can't say that I'm surprised.
Is that not correct?
He doesn't answer you immediately. He takes a step back from you and he kind of turns to face the dark woodland around you.
Mm-hmm.
Raises his voice. Did you all hear that? Callahan's keeping the peace. He turns and looks back at you.
Vic's gonna look to Valerie and Devin and go, that's what we were told, right? I didn't just misspeak, did I?
I'm just gonna let you take the reins on this one, Mick.
I'm just asking to clarify that. So I suppose that's bullshit then.
It's true enough as far as those things go. All you need to know about Callahan is that he's an old asshole. He's Ventrue, and he acts like it. Acts like he's better than everyone else.
Well, everyone's an asshole to one degree or another, aren't they?
Yeah, true enough. He's been... Well... Callahan has power just because he's been here longer. He's been an anarch here in New York since before even the Camarilla really had their foothold. And besides that, he's fucking rich. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he can buy loyalty when he needs it. I'm not telling you to underestimate him or get on his bad side or even deal with him at all. But let me just tell you, Callahan's not the only anarch of influence in New York.
He seemed like an asshole. When I nodded to him, he scoffed in my directions.
Alright. Well. You came here, you heard the pitch. Something for you to think on in the next few nights. And we, traded information. Something you lot are into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's nothing else, maybe it's time to get out of my park?
Yeah, sure. Fine.
Oh. Friendly piece of advice. This one's for free. When you're trying to get in touch with your Cammy Nos buddies, just say you want to talk to them. Don't shout out the details into a random alley. They're not the only ones with listening ears.
Noted.
Yeah. Night, sweetheart.
Yeah. Good night. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You depart from Prospect Park. Um, you head out, you take a taxi. The night is yours once again, so I'll leave it to you.
So where are we now? We're in the taxi? Or we're back already?
Up to you. If there's
Hmm.
something you'd like to do on the way back, you have that. You have that leeway.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
Or do you just
oh sorry.
go ahead? No, please.
She's gonna look at Mick and go, yeah, he's an asshole and I don't ever want to see him again.
I mean, I'm not going to ask you to go see him again.
Good.
I appreciated you coming along, though.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't end up dead.
Oh, well, thank you. Didn't think that was going to happen anyway. You don't recruit people by killing them.
He never said he wanted to recruit you.
I don't think that's a good point, but potential, I have no idea.
Maybe.
I don't know. What did you think of what he had to say, though, about a less not having Big Daddy Vampire looking over your shoulder?
Do you mean Big Brother?
He said what he said.
Okay.
I mean, if picking a side means, hold on, wording, I'm staying wherever Victor is, so...
Right. So that's not exactly thinking for yourself. That's making your decisions based on somebody else. If you realize that, right?
I do. But I'm assuming I wouldn't really be able to see him if, you know, we were with the Anarchs.
Well,
So,
I mean, that Baron walked right into a big monthly hullabaloo and everything was fine.
Well.
But
that was to keep the peace.
mhm.
Can you imagine a fledgling just wandering into Elysium?
Well, I think that is a little bit more extreme. You're correct. That would not go as. What about you, Dev? Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with what we have going on right now. We have a place to be, work, plenty of a little area of our own to get food.
Mm-hmm.
We can learn. We can meet a lot of people.
Is it legitimate question? Is that important to you to meet a lot of people?
Oh, it's important to have friends.
Yes. A few. All right, I'm not going to get into that conversation, but I understand. I don't know. I don't know what I think about any of this. I think I need to see just how long the leash goes before they pull back on my collar.
Are you actually considering stepping over to them?
Not yet. It's nice to know I have options, though, in case. I mean, I didn't want to be in this position to begin with. Nobody asked me. Nobody courted me into this situation or set up a business arrangement. I got fucking jumped and turned, and then left to struggle on my own with no input.
No, just for a little while. Now they set you up. If I just remind the both of you, Ascension was supposed to just be mine.
Right.
The prince set you both up.
Mm-hmm.
Gave you a place and a purpose.
I'm not, brushing that away. It was a nice gesture.
And I appreciate that, of course.
Yeah, that's a lot more than just being left
Yeah.
with nothing and not. That's what you were saying, right?
I was
Could still be
referring
in
to
the dumpster.
Gareth specifically. It does beat a dump. Like I said, I'm just glad to know I have options. I want to see just how much wiggle room I have.
And I don't. The matter of my embrace. I did hear you say that it was I was courted into that. I was never asked. If that means anything at all.
I mean, it does. It just makes me dislike your sire even more because it sounds like he's just as much of a prick, except he actually taught you something along the way. So, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Your anger is valid, Mick.
Thank you. I don't think people should be robbed of their choice and their free will. My life before this was all about that. Just fucking subjugated in the end. So, yes, I would like to see where it goes with the Camarilla room I actually have to run. Do we have anything else we're doing tonight? Do we need to contact the sheriff?
Yeah, I think we should do that so we don't get killed.
I can't remember. Do we know how to?
No.
Oh, good. Perhaps he'll just come back on the 7th day to...
I don't want to wait and find out.
Right. Well, I don't want to owe a favor just so we can learn how to contact the sheriff. Got to be an easier way.
Well, we didn't owe a favor for asking them to find Robert. Just ask them to find someone. To find Kadir.
Oh, are you talking about Crid?
Yep. Good old Crid.
I do hope he doesn't get sick of talking to us after a while. I rather like...
Oh, he's going to. With the way we've been bothering him, I'm sure. I have to say, I'm certain he already regrets saying if we needed anything.
Oh, he's always just so happy, though, when we see him. Alright, well... Stop at an alley on the way. Take Maxie's advice. Say I need...
Say what?
Uh, well, we're talking about how to get hold of the sheriff because we don't know how, and Valerie said, "Well, we didn't owe them a favor for telling us how to get
Yeah.
in touch with Larson, so we can ask
It's just-
get in touch with him to find out how to get in touch with the sheriff."
Yeah, you can find an alley and, like you said, take Max's advice.
Mm-hmm.
Just say you need to talk to Crid.
Mm-hmm.
While you wait on a response for that, anything in particular you guys are up to?
Mick's probably gonna finish that tape he was working on, the mixtape.
All right. Do you remember what we had you roll for that?
It was
I think it was intelligence plus performance.
yeah.
All right, yeah. Roll that again.
Wasn't something that we factored dice into, right?
It's no, don't bother with that.
That's 2 successes out of 3.
Okay, so you can add 2 more successes, and that plus the successes from your last roll will give you an idea of how good your mixtape is.
Oh, I wonder if I down. I think I did. Damn it.
That's all right. I mean, it's just a flavor thing.
Yeah.
Devola,
Mm.
Valerie, how about you two?
I don't know.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, you could just wait for Crid. It's
You
fine.
could dance in the club.
Good.
Yeah, Dev's gonna go dance for a little bit, and then maybe go upstairs to do a little writing.
Valerie's sad she's missing her good old sire, so, you know. But maybe she'll dance with Dev. If Dev wants.
Yeah, let's go.
It's a few hours later. Getting towards dawn. But enough time that, it's not like an imminent threat. When Crid arrives at your club. And at this point, it's pretty, you've got this figured out, right? Boris knows to look out for him.
Yep.
He is shown up to your meeting room. And do all 3 of you gather to talk to him?
I mean, Mick will definitely be there because he's summoned.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up?
Hi,
Good to
Crid.
see the 3 of you. Hey, Devola, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Crid. Sorry to bother you. We just
Hey.
had a.
We're always getting something out of it. All right. Don't
All right.
apologize.
Well, we're trying to contact. I just want to say the sheriff, but I feel like I should be remembering his name. Kind of feel bad about that.
You probably should remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems important. But anyway, we need to contact the sheriff.
Sheriff.
Valerie, Val, what was his name?
Kadir.
Kadir. We need to
Yeah.
contact. We have no way of contacting him.
All right. Well, now that we've done this a couple of times, maybe I should let you in on one of the services that we provide down below, right? This is my specialty.
Oh,
Mail delivery. What with the sort of techno taboo going on these nights. Kindred can't just call or text or email each other much anymore.
right.
Handwritten letters are the way to go. But you don't always know where someone picks up their mail, right? Or what if you gotta write a letter to someone you never talked to before?
Mm-hmm.
Any letter that you write, I can get it where you want it to go.
Oh,
I have some drop-off points I can show you. My little
Mhm.
critters will help me out. I can get it wherever you need.
and what's the cost for this service?
Anything you want me to deliver,
Mm-hmm.
I get to read.
Oh. Oh. That's-
Ah.
You know what, Crid? I trust you. So that's really not a big deal for me. So thank you for giving me that sense of comfort.
Isn't that illegal?
It's his cost.
I know it was a joke.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, it was funny.
um,
Mick is just acting accordingly.
you keep calling yourself Vic. I'm
I know.
scared.
I know.
Oh, well, I want to go. I want to write a letter.
To who? Oh, never mind. You don't have to
Yeah.
answer that.
Well, like I said, as long as you let me read it, I'll deliver it. Now, that going rate only applies for strict letters, right?
Right.
If you want me to deliver a package, we'll have to work something else out.
Mm.
Because anything of value in a letter, I can take
Mm-hmm.
and still deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work that way with packages, obviously. So,
Packages have shipping fees. I understand.
yeah, you get it.
All right. All right. Well, I mean, I don't want to hold you up if while we write this letter. But we
Yeah,
could-
you can dictate it. I'll remember it. I'll pass it along.
Oh,
Do we
Right.
just hand it to a rat?
Not just any rat.
Okay.
No, only
Uh.
very specific rats. I'll show you my spots, all right?
Okay. Okay.
just a really quick question because it's the next thing I'm going to ask about the speaking to animals thing. Did you tell how many points did you say that's going to cost me to learn that?
7.
Oh, okay, great.
Well,
Okay.
speaking to animals
Yes.
is going to cost you a total of 21 because that's a level 2 ability.
Right. Okay. But the first tier, which I need regardless, is a 7.
Yes.
So then after that, it'll be 14 for the second tier.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, Crid. Well, we just wanted to let Kadir, we want him to know that the situation involving the poacher has been. I don't really think we need to go into much more detail than that, do we? Val, Dev?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think we need to tell him anything else other than that. Just the issue has been resolved.
Valerie's walking away to go write a
Okay.
letter.
All right, thanks, Val. That's great. Yeah, so just that, dear Kadir, the
How does that
The-
usually go, though, Crid? Like, does he want, when these things have happened before, does he need proof?
He's going to either want proof or he's going to want to come talk to himself.
well, that's fine if he wants to come talk
Okay.
to us. Yeah, that's fine. But thank you for the insight. And so there's that. And thank you for your service. I had a question though, Prid. A question specifically to ask of you. I was
here.
wondering if there's any way you could bestow upon me. Obviously, wouldn't be something that could just happen, but over time, if you could show me your ways with animals, how you're able to communicate and so on and so forth. I'm very interested in your ability to converse and befriend them.
Yeah?
Would
No,
you be willing to teach me?
Oh, sure. But your kind doesn't take too naturally to it.
Right. Of course. Yeah. I understand.
Well, then, from my blood to yours, But of course, I'm gonna need something in return.
Okay.
Let me think on that.
All right.
It's not a trivial thing you're asking for. You're asking for some
Right.
high utility power, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I wasn't aware of just how big of an ask it was, but this is good to know.
Kindred like to keep their secrets usually. Us more than most.
Naturally, makes sense.
We might be able to work something out.
All right. I enjoy
I'll
it. I look forward to it.
Great. I'll come tap your shoulder when you're ready. All right.
Sounds good.
So, I have a message to deliver. I have a deal to think over. Any last words before I depart?
Have a great night. Oh, what?
I was gonna say Valerie's probably running back with an actual letter.
Oh, okay.
Ah, Valerie, yeah. Who's this for?
For Victor.
Victor. All
Do you know-
right.
Do you know Victor's last name?
Out of character, I didn't give him a last name.
Okay. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Please don't read it here.
Ah. All right.
Oh God.
He takes the letter, he folds it up, and he stuffs it into one of his coat pockets. That all our business for tonight?
I think so, Crid. Yes. Just if you, when did you want to show us your drop-off point, or can you just point them out on a map?
I'll come around some other time. All right, won't make you
Unders-
wait too long. Don't worry.
Understood.
Dawn's
say-
a coming.
Yes. Do head off then. I don't want to keep you. Have a good rest of your night.
Good night,
You
Craig.
too. All three.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you, Crid.
Crid departs down the stairs. It's club's probably getting close to closing time. Almost about time for the lights to turn on. And he heads out the door. The rest of your night is going to go as normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll have your day sleep. And that means that I need rouse checks from everyone.
Yeah.
I got a 5.
I got a 9. Ciao. They're good to me tonight.
Hey, succeed.
Nice. So, Valerie, your hunger increases.
I'm hangry.
Was that put you at 2? 2 hunger?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, it's very early in the night. You had Crid deliver your message to the sheriff. Who knows how long until that materializes into something. So, take it away, gang.
Oh, I have to say, that letter, I'll give you the gist of it. I'm sure everybody knows, but it probably sounds like it was written by a fucking teenage girl.
You could,
You know?
just so you know, Devola and Mick have not read it. So if you would rather just send this information to me, you can.
Oh, I was kind of already telling them on break anyway, so it's
Okay.
okay. Yeah. But it's basically like, oh, I miss you. Stop by the club soon. frowny faces,
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. Very, very
Right.
childish.
Frowny faces and a handwritten letter. We're
Yeah.
emoting in written letters.
Like uses a heart instead of a dot on her on the Valerie on the eye. I'm kidding.
Yours.
I mean, God, I'm sorry. It's so cringy. I think I'm gonna leave Valerie hangry today.
Oh, interesting.
Spice it up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Mick's
Oh.
slamming on the doors to wake them as he normally does.
Fuck
Mhm.
off!
He doesn't answer.
Mick.
Hmm.
As you're slamming on the door and as you're kind of going through your evening routine, Boris catches up with you and
Mhm.
says, "Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. How are you, Boris?
I'm fine. There is a woman outside who would like to speak with you three."
Do you know who it is? Did they state the name?
She said her name is Valerie.
Oh, wonderful.
Wee.
All right, girls, wake up. It's time to face the music. You know what? We're just going to go into the meeting room, I think, and you could send her up.
Understood.
Thanks, Boris. Appreciate it. And hey, by the way, this is not a green light to let her in every single time she shows up at the door. This is a one-time thing. Otherwise, you do what you just did. If they come looking for us, you let us. Okay?
Understood.
Thank you, Boris.
He departs to retrieve Valerie. I set up the music wrong, so I can get that. There you go. Once the three of you are gathered in your little meeting room, Boris personally shows Duval up the stairs and into the meeting room. Boris opens the door for her. She enters. And she looks back at Boris and gives him a very sharp look, as if to dismiss him. Boris honestly seems a little frightened of her, which is not usual for him. But he looks back at the three of you for your orders.
Thank you, Boris. Appreciate it.
He nods and he closes the door behind Duval. As soon as the door is closed, she turns back to the three of you and says, "You gave her to Larson?"
Well, it's where she belongs, is it not?
Where she belongs is a matter of debate these nights, it seems.
Right.
Oh, well, we got her before you, so we decided.
You two decided. I wanted to give her to Valerie.
Wow, that's real great, Val. Way to be a team player.
I am just being honest.
Look, Valerie, no offense or anything, but not everybody deserves to die just because of what they are. So we heard that there was somebody that was supposed to take care of them in a less murderous way, and that's the route that we decided to go. It's nothing personal. But if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're bound to make mistakes, and she made a big one, so wanted to give her another chance.
Another chance. Adorable. So she's going to keep bottom feeding off of our city under Larson's protection for who knows how long, until I find her.
I mean, if it's inevitable that you're gonna find her anyway, why are you mad? Maybe we just made it a little more fun for you. You seem to enjoy this.
You wasted my time.
Not intentionally. Originally, we had different plans until we learned there was another route.
Mm-hmm. And you, Valerie. Brave attempt to save face there, but I don't care about your intentions. You promised me that you would help me do my job. And now here we are.
Oh, you promised her without asking us what you were going to do? That's interesting.
I don't remember using the word I promise, but I may have. I am saying that like out of character. I legitimately do not remember saying I promise.
Regardless, that's how Duval is framing it now.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay.
She's a bitch.
She kind of looks at the three of you, and there's this just air of dread around her. You all can feel it. She's so angry with you. And then she's wearing this very kind of stylish sort of like suit with like coat, right? Like very much something that you could wear on the street. Fashion forward, but not like overly formal.
Mm-hmm.
And on the inside of her jacket, she has a pocket, and she reaches into that pocket and she pulls out what looks like an antique pocket watch on a gold chain. She pulls out this pocket watch and she flips it open and she seems to check the time, and you can all hear it ticking. She looks at the watch. She kind of scrunches her nose in frustration, and then she closes the watch and puts it back in her pocket.
Something wrong with your watch?
No, it's working fine. Seems that there's nothing more for me here. That idiot Larson is going to bury the girl deep, and now I have to find her before he does that. Thank you all for getting in my way. She turns around and she opens the door, and Boris is there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually kind of like standing in her way, and she glares at him. But Boris looks past her and says, "You have another visitor, a man."
All right, come on in. Let Miss Valerie through, please, Boris, and come on in and we'll have a chat.
Boris lets Valerie past, and then he leaves, and he returns this time with Kadir Al-Ismail.
Oh.
Oh my god. My fucking head.
Kadir looks at you all. He says, "Valerie was here."
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's giving us a tongue lashing.
Yeah. So you took care of your poacher. Take it
Yes.
she was Duskborn.
That means thin blood, right?
That means thin blood.
Okay. Yes, that would be correct.
Hmm.
Valerie has her head in her hands right now and just looks really stressed.
Judging by the fact that Devola got here before me, she didn't like how you handled it.
No, not at all.
No.
Hey, life's full of disappointments, huh?
Duskborn's with Larson,
Uh-huh.
and you're sure that she was your poacher?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
sure.
she admitted it, and
And we
Yeah.
had information telling us that it was her.
What were you three doing at Prospect Park?
Honestly, didn't know what Prospect Park was, but while we were dealing with the situation, we bumped into somebody.
Who?
And
Maxwell Frye.
yeah,
Friars.
thank you. He wanted to speak to me because of who my sire is, and honestly, I was curious because my sire's a prick, and they went with me to make sure I didn't die.
Hmm.
Long and short of it, it was confirmed he's a prick. So, I mean, I
Mhm.
didn't really gain much more information other than that.
Is that all Fry had to say?
Well, I mean, he went on and on about how the Camarilla are controlling and the Anarchs are not, and blah, 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 blah. But that was the other half of it. I don't know if he's trying to convert us or just trying to spout his rhetoric because he likes to talk. I'm not sure.
I tuned him out after he insulted me.
I think it's best for the three of you if you don't take Anarchs up on their invitations for tea.
Because people are watching.
Probably the best reason.
Can I ask you a question, Anarchs aside?
You can ask.
I am of the impression that this answer is a person-to-person basis, but I'm asking because of what you do. This problem we had, I feel like the way we handled it was the right way. The girl didn't know what was, she doesn't know anything. Made and abandoned. Something I could sympathize with on clearly, but she didn't mean the things she did. There was nobody to teach her, so we sent her with Larson, because that's who's supposed to be able to find and help them. I feel like that's the right thing to do. Obviously, Valerie thinks otherwise. I don't mean you, Val. I mean the other one.
No,
I think
do.
she thinks so too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm specifically speaking of the other one. From your standpoint, Sheriff, was this the right way to go? Or do you think the prince would much rather see, we'll say the prince, for example, since you're up there in the authority with her, from my eyes, anyone else in your position would just rather see them just, finished off?
Are you asking me what I think?
I'm
are you
asking
me what the prince thinks.
You know what? I'll just keep it simple. What do you think?
I think that you solve the problem. I think that's what's most important. I think he did it in a way that's going to cause a lot of people some headaches going forward.
The people that hunt and kill the thin blood, or duskborn, as you state. Those people in particular.
Every kindred who is concerned with the thin blood situation.
Oh, all right. I would love.
Duval's gonna struggle to find her. Larson's gonna struggle to hide her. Whichever way it goes, someone's gonna be upset. But that's
Right.
not my job. That's Scourge business.
Right. It's just, I guess I was just sort of curious on where the upper echelon sits on this, but it's like you said, it's a person-to-person base. All right, well, you can't please everybody, right? I'd love to dive deeper into you with the whole thin blood thing, but clearly, I do understand you're a busy person, so I don't want to keep you all night.
Stay away from the Anarchs. They're just gonna
Oh.
cause you trouble.
Don't have to tell me twice.
And he leaves. He excuses himself.
Have a good night, Sheriff.
He pauses for a second, but he does not answer you.
It was
Or-
sincere. That wasn't sarcasm.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. I know Mick can be that way.
He departs.
Gotta respect the hustle, I think is what they say.
I think it's strange that they're not like that the matter isn't settled.
What matter? Like, kill or let live?
Yeah, that she's still going after her.
That's
And
her
he
Well-
said that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we found a place for her. That was the problem. If there's a place for them, then that means that there's a system.
Dev, I have to be honest, I don't think she really cares if there's a place. I think she just looks at them as an abomination, wants to destroy them all. I think the only one that she's not allowed to do that to is Larson, and that's why he's still breathing.
I mean,
He's not breathing.
Oh, okay. Well, still
I mean, I
of the waking world.
I can't say I blame her reasoning though. Look what Emily did to Christian.
Right. So, wasn't good what happened. But, and I'm not trying to sweep someone's death under the rug, honestly. Obviously, the kid probably was, I shouldn't say probably. He's alive, right? Life's precious, etc.
Mhm.
But, I mean, there are a lot of vampires out there that probably make that mistake. That's how it starts, right? I mean, I'm surprised it didn't happen to me. I'm lucky it didn't happen to me. But
Well, the real problem is that she just didn't know how to do it, and didn't
Mhm.
know that she had to keep it secret.
And if this problem with the Thin Bloods would have been jumped on a lot sooner, maybe this sort of thing wouldn't even been happening. But instead, they've just been killing them for existing. Anybody left unchecked with abilities beyond their understanding is going to fuck up.
Yeah, didn't you ever watch X-Men?
Wow, that is such a good reference.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking reference.
She
But,
nods. She knows.
Look. So, Val, let me ask you this: what about the Thin Bloods that don't do what Emily did? let's just say there's a thin blood that was told early on. Say the Anarchs got a hold of them, like with this situation. Let's say Emily never made this mistake, but she's a thin blood. Do you think she deserves to die?
I mean, it's case by case, and in this case, I mean, she took a life.
Right. Well, I'm just speaking in the case, and if she didn't take a life, I'm just saying she is a thin blood. Do you think she deserves to die for that reason?
If she didn't, we probably wouldn't be in this situation, and we would have no reason to even care
Sure,
about them. So.
I agree, but I
see
keep
your
forgetting
point.
my point is that the other Valerie just wants to kill her for being what she is. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. They don't think they should exist because of what they are, not because of what they do. Them getting it wrong, mixing it up. That's just giving her an excuse.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially now that what the sheriff said, right? Like, the matter is already settled. Emily is going to be looked after, presumably. Anyway, she's not running around off on her own anymore, and the other Valerie is still going to go after her. That seems like she's driven by more than what her job tells her to do. Right.
It must be her job for a reason. There's probably more that all three of us don't know about with Thin Bloods.
But don't you think the guy that she went with that's his job?
He has been appointed by the Camarilla to look after Thin Bloods. I find it odd that they're still sending that it's allowed. Like, I can't, Val, I would never, but I can't kill you and get away with it. Like, they would come for me. But they're just looking at... It's my perception, right? I'm sure you're right. There's a lot of things we don't know because we're young. But right now, it just looks like they're going after them because they're lesser. They look at them as a lesser being. Right? I mean, that's how it feels for me.
It's... So, from... I see. No, you're good.
I just sent her a message. I didn't mean to short circuit you. I didn't.
No, that's okay. I'm fine with being short circuited by you, Yirco. If Victor ever decides to show back up here, maybe he could explain this a little bit more for us. But
I am curious to see what Victor's opinion is on this.
Probably be different if her name was Valerie.
What?
What?
Oh, he likes Valeries, right?
You
introduced you to that Valerie, and you're a Valerie.
Your name's
Valerie. Valerie. His opinion would probably be different.
I'm going to change my name.
He might not like you anymore if you change your name. I don't think you should do that.
Don't even suggest that.
We should ask him how many Valeries he knows.
I think that's a good idea. Next time he's here, I'll ask.
All right. Look, Val, you're entitled to your opinion on how you stand on this, and I don't want to argue with you about it. I do think that it's wrong, though. This is not a life that anybody asks. Well, I'm sure there are some people out there that ask for it, but I'm starting
I'm
to
happy. I didn't ask for it, but I'm happy.
Well, to not be asked and thrusted into this situation, it hits home for me because it's very familiar to what I had to deal with. To be put into such a position with no word or explanation, and to make such a tragic mistake. I don't want to lesser the boy's life. To make such a tragic mistake and then be killed for it. While maybe some sort of compensation should be made, I don't think the compensation should be her life. Especially in this condition, in this situation. But I don't know.
I don't think it was an issue because someone died. I mean, that's sad. I don't like it, but I think the issue was it was a threat to the Masquerade. She didn't know what she was doing. She didn't know how to do it. In a good way. And cover her tracks.
You're correct.
That's why people were after her.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I'm sorry, Val. Go ahead.
I should say that Valerie looks very visibly annoyed, just in general. Like she's got her hair up in a bun. Remember, she didn't feed today, so.
Oh yeah, she's hangry.
She's hangry. So I apologize for being a little spicy.
Oh no, this is nice. This is fun.
You know, from my understanding, the way Duval and I, kind of discussed it, it's just hunting them for stepping out of line, and I see both sides of it. They are a threat to the Masquerade, and yes, she did need teaching, just like you did, Mick, and I say that so kindly. But can't really change what's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she could have figured out how to get help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
well, I think I'm gonna look more into this. Not Emily, and not Devola. I'm just going to let that, whatever's going to happen, unfortunately let it happen. But I want to look more into this whole thin blood situation. I want to be informed.
Well, like I said, if Victor shows up anytime soon, we could ask him.
Maybe you should write him a letter in a panic.
In a panic?
Oh yes. Please, Victor, come immediately. Very important. I don't know what kind of repercussion that's going to have on you when there's no emergency, but I'm just, putting the thought in your head.
Well, there's a reason why he introduced me to Valerie, I'm sure, and now I'm concerned that he might be upset with me when he finds out that we upset her.
Look, if Victor is upset with you, I will throw myself under the bus. Because like you said, you didn't want this.
I'll hold you to that, Mick.
Fine. You have my word.
Waiting to open the door, and Boris is standing there. You have another visitor.
Boris.
I think that's the natural end of that scene.
Yeah.
So you did write to Victor.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna. You're not gonna get a response back tonight, right?
Yeah.
So you have the rest of your night at your disposal. What are you guys up to? How are you guys spending the rest of the I believe we're night of the 19th going into the morning of the 20th? Is that right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's I'll say it's probably raining. Hashtag current events.
Hell yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Mick wants to become informed.
Yes.
He wants to learn about Thin Bloods. That is his objective tonight. If there's a way to do that, and I'm not trying to be funny, is there some sort of like database or library or anything that's got documentation on anything that Mick would have access to?
That Mick would have access to?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to put a little pin in that. I'm going to say
Okay.
right now, no. But
Okay.
I think stay tuned is my
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
So other than that, we just letting the night go by?
Valerie is not going to be dancing or anything tonight. She's probably wearing some comfy, cozy clothes and just gonna stay in her room and sew.
So, all right.
Yeah, do some
But-
sewing. Just clothing. Doesn't have to be all fun and fancy dancy, but you know.
Devola, anything in particular? You're muted.
I am muted.
Mhm.
I will spend. She'll spend probably like her plan, right? Is to spend like half the club's night working on music in her room, and then the other half down, either watching the dance floor or being on the dance floor.
All right. So sorry. What was the first thing you said?
Working on music.
That's what I thought. Okay. Give me resolve plus performance plus 1 die for your various specialties. 1 die total. I know where we've covered that, but just
So 6.
I think you got like fucking 9 successes last time.
Oh, that
I
was
recall.
dancing. That was dancing.
I was
Yeah.
dancing. Okay.
Yeah.
It was still quite a lot. Was it 5 maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I had for dancing. It was like 9 successes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. 'Cause- yeah, I
No.
remember that.
For your last music writing roll.
Last music was 5 successes. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay, so resolve plus performance plus what?
Plus 1 more for your specialty.
Oh, okay. Do I put the hunger die for this one? Yeah.
I'll say no because I didn't make Mick do it before.
Okay. Ooh, 4 successes.
4 successes. That puts you at a total of 9. 9's quite a lot of successes. So while you're working on that, the night passes. Day sleep arrives. And how about you guys give me some more rouse checks?
Oh fuck, isn't it? If it isn't the
Succeed.
consequences of my
Success.
actions.
7.
Valerie, was it the consequences of your actions? Are you up to 3 now?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna feed. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
try to.
Okay.
Ooh. JT and I are familiar with slippery slopes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good.
And oh, how they slip.
Yep. Let's see how. Hopefully, this goes well.
Let me look back. So it is the night of the 20th, right?
Mm-hmm.
You head out. You heading to your normal goth club?
Yeah.
You get inside. You're all dressed up. You find like the bar, the booth. You're scoping out the pickings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get there, there's a woman there who keeps kind of looking at you, and after a moment, she kind of saddles up next to you, and she whispers, and you recognize her voice. She says, "You promised me 3 nights. I'm hunting here."
Oh, yeah, Gemini.
Oh, shit. Wait, did that mean that like we can't hunt in our own fucking
Hunting ground.
Oh my god, I didn't know that that's what that meant. I thought
No. Hold on.
Okay, holding.
You can hunt in your own domain. You just gave
Okay.
her permission to, and it's
And
just
she's picking there. Got it.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's just practically very difficult for 2 vampires to hunt the same bar.
Oh, shit.
Ah,
That sucks.
Look, just don't pick a big beefy guy to try and feed on. Don't instigate the largest male in the room.
mhm.
Or dude, maybe he's dumb enough. He just need more
Uh,
drugs.
We tried that once.
Sorry, Gemini, I didn't see you. Absolutely. Have at it.
Thanks. My last night, I'll be out of your hair tomorrow.
Sounds good. Oh, fuck me, I'm going back to the club. Oh, no.
You can still hunt at the club. The difficulty will be increased by 1 because
Ooh.
not a goth club.
Right. Because reasons. Why haven't we set up a fucking goth night yet, guys?
You said you would.
It's Dev's problem.
Oh, so it seems like it's Valerie's problem, actually.
Oh!
Damn.
How about it, Valerie? Are you going to still attempt to hunt?
Oh, fuck yeah, I am.
All
I'm
right.
just praying.
I have to check off the top of my head what your hunting roll is. I believe it's manipulation plus, I think.
Doing either performance or persuasion. I don't remember, I thought.
Check.
And I've got 3 hunger die. Oh my god, I'm fucked.
Slippery slope.
Buddy. You wanted to mix it up.
Mm.
Oh, now you're gonna kill somebody at the club, and then you'll be like Emily.
Yep, I was
Weird.
crazy.
Oh,
Except
how
you
the
know what you were
turntables.
doing.
Well, I mean,
Finally.
when the beast takes control.
Manipulation plus persuasion.
Alright. So, 4, 6. Oh, God,
Uh-oh.
please. Please. I'm praying. Oh, by the good graces of God. I got 5 successes.
5 successes.
Holy
Yes.
Any
shit.
criticals?
Lucky duck.
Any
Just,
10s?
just 1 10 on my hunger die. And then 1 1 on the regular.
Wait, what?
Wait, a 10 on the hunger, and then a 1 on the not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just 110 total.
Yeah.
But you made a total of 5 successes.
Yes.
Oof. Close. You find someone. If you want him made docile, it's going to take another manipulation plus persuasion. This is a lower difficulty, but it's still a difficulty.
Right. God, I don't know how much Valerie would care at this point because of... Holy shit. No, I'm still gonna try to drug him.
Okay.
I shouldn't have done it.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
What does it mean when there's 2 10s on the hunger die?
Oh.
So, if there are 2
Uh-oh.
10s, then you got a critical.
I got another 5 successes total, by the way.
5 total?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if there's 2 10s, that is a critical. Every pair of 10s is worth double successes. So 2 10s is worth 4 successes total.
Okay.
If at least one of those 10s is on a hunger die, then that is a messy critical.
And they both are.
So this was a manipulation plus persuasion. And I am going to give you a compulsion. I am... I'm gonna be ruthless, and I'm gonna pick the compulsion.
You're making an example out of me.
You already got him where you wanted him. You were able to convince him to get some alone time with you. You have, you have a bit of a reputation among certain circles, and luckily, you were able to find someone who was susceptible to that, right? And you got him alone, and you now wanted to convince him to take a pill that would improve his evening, right? And you did. You managed to convince him. But as you did, something inside you, a part of you that you know is more beast than anything else, it kind of reared itself, and you feel a compulsion to you see him at your mercy, and you feel a compulsion to hurt him. Something in you, a little voice in your head, a little urging in your blood saying, he's so vulnerable. He's so warm and soft and weak. Imagine the things that you could do to him. There's something about it that just feels enticing. Any action that you take that does not immediately result in preferably him, but someone or something being hurt or harmed is at a 2 dice penalty for the rest of the scene. The compulsion will end when you incapacitate, destroy, or drive away a target, a person. I'll accept an animal if you like. You could, if you choose, direct this urge to harm toward an object, but only if this object holds significant value to someone you would ordinarily value. So you'd have to break something that you love or that someone you care about loves. Or you can hurt this man. That'd be
What
the
was that?
simplest solution.
Nothing.
Choose violence.
Holy shit. So I can't just go break the wall. Got it.
Correct.
Okay. Now you're saying hurt. That doesn't mean kill, right?
Correct.
Don't we? How do the stains play into this? Do they?
You have a chronicle tenet
Yeah.
that says, do not harm the innocent.
Right.
And we've negotiated that in our context, harm generally means anything that deals aggravated damage. There may be other occasions where something would count as harm, even if it does not mechanically result in aggravated damage.
Gotcha.
I'll say you're feeling an urge to hurt someone. That's what you want to do. And use your imagination on what might satisfy that. But I'll say pretty much most things which would satisfy that would incur stain. And you still need a drink from this man.
So, am I able to drink first, or would that not be advised due to...
You can drink first.
Okay.
You sink your teeth into him,
Mm-hmm.
and you taste the blood, and once again, it envelops you. And you now have a choice to make. You are at 3 hunger. You could choose to just take a sip, even though something more now than ever is telling you take more. But you could just take a sip. You would reduce your hunger by 1, leaving you at 2 hunger. You could take a little bit more than that and reduce your hunger by 2. If you did that, it would inflict a point of aggravated damage on him, and there is a risk that he would die. You'd have to roll for it. Or you can just opt to kill him yourself and completely drain him, and that would reduce your hunger to 0 and would also satisfy your compulsion.
Okay. We're gonna take a sip. A little sip.
A
Not
little
a-
sippy.
Yeah, no, a little sippy sip.
Dear God.
All right. It almost hurts to pull your fangs away, but you do.
Mm-hmm.
You can reduce your hunger by 1, so you're at a hunger of 2,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still just there, limp at your mercy.
So my question is, would I be able to physically, like, separate myself from him? Do you, like...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You can choose not to hurt anyone, but you will be at a 2 dice penalty to any rolls for the rest of the scene, because the urge to hurt someone is quite distracting.
Okay. Now, does it have to be a kind?
Any person counts.
JT, don't get scared. Valerie's gonna do her best to... She's probably taking a couple steps back, but, like, keeping an eye on the person she just, sipped from.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's gonna kind of walk out and try to go find Mick.
Where's Mick?
He's at the club.
You find Mick at the club.
I'll say she probably does look a little on the distressed side. Mick.
Did
What,
you just call me Nick?
Mick. No,
Oh.
sorry. I don't think I put enough emphasis on the m. So,
You look haggard. Are you all right?
what do you do when you really want to hurt something?
I typically punch a wall. Or if I'm really, really angry, I will smash my forehead again.
You smash your forehead, what?
Into the wall, headbutt the wall. But I
Oh.
mean, I don't really recommend that because you could make yourself pass out.
Right, I'm not gonna scrape this up. I need to hurt someone.
Oh. What? You need to... You have a feeling to hurt somebody?
Mm-hmm. He literally just laughing in her face?
No.
Oh my God.
That's the player.
I have an idea of what's going to happen.
He's just looking at you, and he actually looks a little amused. He's gonna stand up. He's gonna... I mean, I'm assuming we're not on the dance floor. Well, Mick wouldn't be on the dance floor. He's in the back rooms. He would just stand up and just square up, shoulders forward, and just beckon you to him.
Oh my God. Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, Brainiac, right here on the chin. And he leans forward. And he points his chin.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, come on! What are you gonna do?
What now?
Something about Mick's words are really pissing you off. Something somewhere in you. There's a flash of an image in your mind's eye of you putting your hand over his dumb face and holding his mouth shut as you bite into his throat. The image is gone as soon as you think of it, but the urge still lingers somewhere in you.
Mick, I
What? Can't do it. Come on, get it out.
her eye kind of.
He reaches
twitches
forward
a-
and he just shoves your shoulder a little bit, just a little tap on the shoulder. Like, come on.
Mm.
No, I just have to clarify. So you said I would basically just have to cause aggravated damage on someone? That's true. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, significant harm.
Okay.
Ooh, and it's cause, not attempt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do what that image in my brain said.
Ooh.
Oh,
Not ripping his throat out though, but
Are
she's
you trying to
gonna.
bite him?
Yeah.
Mick, are you gonna try to resist?
Honestly, I don't think so, because Mick right now is just like, yeah, she could punch me in the face. She could feel some adrenaline, some freedom, you know? Like, he's in that mindset. If she just fucking goes to bite his neck, he's not going to be expecting it. He is not on guard for that right now. So, he will probably be so caught off guard, he's gonna be like, fuck are you doing? And then she bites in. By the time she bites, then he's gonna react. But
All right. So what this is an attack roll without an opposition, which means, um, Valerie, roll strength plus brawl.
0.
That's I'm rolling 2 hunger die then.
Roll them.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
it.
this is bad.
Oh, actually, bite
Yes.
attacks are at a -2 dice penalty.
So I'm not rolling
Oh.
anything.
It's you. While this is a very funny sequence of events, you're always rolling 1 die. So roll 1
Mhm.
die.
Okay.
Wow.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. That's
On
a
a-
success.
On a hunger die.
Yep.
Well, it's
Well,
not a
it's only
critical,
one.
so
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's got to be 2 10s for a critical.
that is a success, and it is unopposed. So, Valerie, you give in to the urge, and Mick, I don't know what you were expecting, but she's like a feral animal that literally lunges at your throat. She slaps a hand onto Mick's face, almost shoving him, turning his head backwards, chin upward, exposing his throat, and her fangs sink into his neck. Mick, you take 2 points of aggravated damage.
Can I suplex her now? So that's
Take 2 points of aggravated damage.
That's 2 X's, right?
I'm
Correct.
so sorry.
Okay.
Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie, you could feed from Mick if you wanted to.
You do still have 2 hunger on you.
I do. I mean, is he suplexing her? Because I need to know.
I think you have time to feed before I can react, though, if you're just taking a sip.
The
Okay.
question is, Mick wants to pull Valerie off.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie, if you want to hold on and feed, then it's a contested strength plus brawl roll. If you're gonna let him remove you, then no rolls are needed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say-
Unless Mick wants to like harm Valerie and do damage, in which case you'd have to roll for damage.
No, I think you just push her off, but if she goes in for more, then we're gonna start hurting people.
Okay.
she's just attempting to do a feed.
Ooh.
Probably
Alright.
holding on a little bit, but
So
I'd say she at this point she's probably trying to fight with herself, but it's hard.
Mhm.
So
So this is opposing what rolls?
Strength plus brawl.
I have a
might as well just
question.
fail it. Sorry.
I have a
Yes?
question. Is this considered, because of what she's doing, would you consider this grappling?
Yes.
Okay, because I have a specialty in grappling, so that's an extra die to my pool, right?
Fantastic.
I'm rolling 1 die. Calm down.
Now that you have your teeth into him, the 2 dice penalty is lifted, so you can roll both dice.
He's gonna suplex you through the floor.
He fucking is. Like,
Alright.
you guys wouldn't believe me if I rolled 2 10s again, would you?
I have
Probably
6
not.
It can
dice to
happen.
roll.
That would be a messy critical.
My
So
dice are fucking possessed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm putting them away.
did you roll? What did you roll?
I rolled 2 10s.
That wasn't hypothetical.
No.
Fuck.
I only have 3 successes out of 6 dice. So,
So that's 4 against 3,
right?
and that's a messy critical. Fuck.
What is
All
happening?
You're gonna Diablerize him, probably.
I'm sorry, JT.
Mick,
Don't make me kill his character. Please
No,
don't.
no. Let's let this play out.
Mick. Valerie is a fucking demon possessed. She's not an animal anymore. She is a monster. She has her fangs in you, and you can feel her pulling the vitae straight from your neck. Valerie, reduce your hunger by 1. Mick, increase your hunger by 1.
Oh shit.
And
Fight her back.
Yeah.
I can't.
while you're doing this, Valerie, fuck, man. So your harm compulsion is, sated. Yes.
Yeah.
With your messy critical, you're now gonna have an outburst. And what you do is you don't just drink from him. You drink, and then you feel yourself rip and tear into his throat, such that you are going to deal another 2 points of aggravated damage to him. That's a total of 4 aggravated damage. There is a massive gash torn into Mick's throat, and he's bleeding everywhere. He's trying to pull you off of him, but he can't. Where is Devola in all this?
Yeah, Dev, help!
She's been totally ignored this whole time, so I mean, she's just in a room.
Oh.
No one knocked and said anything, so doesn't know what's going on.
Well, you can probably hear it. We're in the back rooms, right?
She's
Yeah, you're on the bottom floor,
Oh, I thought you were in your room. I'm sorry.
and she's
Yeah,
upstairs.
sort of.
She is upstairs. She's playing music.
The
Oh,
back rooms
fuck.
is like upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, she's probably
Mhm.
playing music and can't hear. So
I'm sorry. We
Just
weren't
focusing
trying to
on her
ignore
music.
you.
Can I try and get this thing off of me again?
No. I can I stop myself? I don't want to kill him.
here comes
Not
another
with a
couple
messy
pens.
critical.
Oh my god.
So do I roll again to try and get her off?
You
Yes,
might want to call for
Valerie,
Dev.
roll as well.
All right, here we go. I got 2 10s and 2 9s. One of my 10s is on a hunger, one's on a regular die.
That's a messy critical.
And I got 2 fails.
Who fails?
Yeah.
So just because one of those 10s was on a hunger die makes it a messy critical?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Mick,
Mm-hmm.
you are in fight or flight mode. You are
Oh,
a
yeah.
beast cornered. You grab Valerie, one hand by the hair,
Yeah.
and the other hand on her arm, and you rip her off of your throat. And before you can realize what exactly you're doing, you find yourself attempting to rip her head off.
Oh.
Luckily, you're not strong enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But something in your instincts tells you that this is what you should be doing. You have one hand around her throat now, and the other hand grasping her by the face, and you are just pulling all of your force into this. How many successes total was that?
4. Well,
4?
no. 2 10s. So I got 2 10s and 2 9s. So is that 5?
The 2 10s count as 4, and the 2
Oh.
9s are 2, so that's a total
So
of 6.
6.
So, this is, fortunately for Valerie, only superficial damage. Superficial damage is halved before the vampire takes it. So, Valerie, you take 3 points of superficial damage. Those are just the slash marks. And you've also been pulled off of
Me.
Mick. Yeah. And now with all of this, I think we'll end the session there. Thank you for listening. Kindred in New York is made under the Dark Pact for Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness. The music you heard is by Scott Buckley. Our story will continue every Wednesday. We hope you'll join us.